In this video, we're going to explain to you what a hard start kit is, what the different types of hard start kits are. You see one that has 3 wires and one that has 2. We're going to explain the difference between those two, and we're also going to show you how to install a hard start kit on your air conditioner, and we're going to show the difference in amp draw before and after installing the hard start kit. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So to start with, I just want to explain what a hard start kit is, what is its purpose, and how does it work. A hard start kit is basically like giving your air conditioner an extra boost of current or energy to get the compressor running and to keep it going. Now, as soon as it gives it that initial burst of energy, what happens is there's a relay on both of these that tells the capacitor, okay, we'll stop giving it that initial current and then we'll start to store energy. So the whole idea behind a hard start kit is kind of in the name. If a compressor was having a hard time starting and it just didn't want to go, this is initially what the hard start kit was used for. Now, I can speak personally in saying several units, old R22 systems where the compressor just didn't want to start. We installed these several years ago, and some of those units are still running to this day. So these are a great thing to have if you have an old system and you want to elongate the life of that system. And that way you're not blindsided in having to replace your air conditioner. So if you're in that scenario where the HVAC contractor says your compressor is shot, make sure you get a few opinions, and one of those guys might be able to install what's called a hard start kit and get your compressor going, and that'll allow you to be prepared to spend that large amount of money on replacing your air conditioner. So you might be wondering, what are the differences between this hard start kit and this one? And basically they're kind of the same thing. The relay is just built into this one and it just has 2 wires, whereas this one has its own little relay box that you mount separately from the hard start kit or the capacitor. And this one actually has 3 wires that come off of it. Now, I'm sure many of you have also heard about soft start kits. These are a totally different animal, totally different function than a hard start kit. We're gonna do a separate video on soft start kits, and then another one in showing both of these simultaneously and comparing the two so that you can see which one is better for your needs. With that being said, I've had a lot of people ask me this question: can I install a hard start kit on my mini split? And the answer is no, because your mini split already has a variable speed compressor that slowly ramps up, whereas most residential compressors do not have a variable speed compressor, and these can be used for that. All right, so we got our cover taken off here. This is what you'll see when you open up your AC unit if you have a pretty standard. This is a 1.5 ton 13 SEER standard efficiency unit. So we have our capacitor there, and up at the top we have our pins for the compressor, the fan, and then common. And down here we have our contactor. So we're going to measure the red wire that goes out from the contactor to the compressor, and we're going to hook up our amp meter here. We're going to go to inrush amps, as you can see there. And as soon as we put this disconnect back in, we'll see what our inrush amps are without the hard start kit installed. All right, there we have it. 36 are our lock rotor amps. So if you notice right here on this panel, we have locked rotor amps. You can see 37 is locked rotor amps, and running amps should be 7.7 or less. So now if we clamp on to this and we take off of our inrush, as you can see, now we've dropped down to 3.7. Now we're going to show you how to install both of these hard start kits. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect power. I'm going to set that on top there. And to start with, we're going to just install the basic 2-wire hard start kit. Now this part is very important. You do not want to get zapped by this capacitor. So what you need to do before you install this and touch these leads is you need to jump out all of these connectors. So just take an insulated screwdriver and run it from one terminal to the other. just to make sure that this has been properly discharged. Now, as soon as you've done that, we're just going to connect one of these to hermetic. Hopefully you can see that herm there. And the other is going to be common right there. So we're just going to take one wire, hook it up to hermetic, and we're going to take the other wire and we're going to hook it to common. And it's as simple as that. At that point, if you're installing this permanently, you could run a screw through right there and mount this permanently. But just for the sake of this video, I'm going to let that hang. And we're now going to show you the inrush amps. So 37 was our inrush amps before. So we're going to set this back to inrush and see what it shows. So as you can see, that lowered our inrush amps by almost over 10 amps, which in itself is pretty impressive. Now the meter shows that the inrush amps is over 10 amps less, which is pretty impressive, but some will argue that this is not accurate and that this just gives the power to the compressor so quickly that most meters aren't going to be able to register that same locked rotor amps. In either scenario, it's clear that these hard start kits work and that they can be utilized in a situation where your compressor is having a hard time starting. Now let's go ahead and do the same for this. I'm curious to see what the amp draw, the inrush current will be with the 3-wire kit. So we'll go ahead and disconnect our power. And something to note too is you don't want to turn on and off your compressor super quickly. So give it a few minutes in between if you're doing something like this, just to give the pressures some time to settle in the compressor. So again, we're going to discharge this capacitor. Just gonna pull these leads off. So first of all, the black wire here is going to go right on the black side of the contactor. So if you look at it from the front, you can see that the right side has the red wires and the left has the black wires. So we're gonna take this wire and we're gonna put it on the black side. We're gonna take our red wire off of the relay and we're gonna connect that to common where that red wire is already going. And lastly, we're gonna take the yellow wire with the green stripe and we're gonna connect that to the compressor terminal. All right, so we still got this connected here. We'll give that compressor a minute or two and then we'll start it up. 25.9, so just about the same as the 2-wire kit, so not much of a difference in that respect. Well guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Our AC units, believe it or not, start up 6,000 times per season. So if your compressor is struggling, this can really be a lifesaver and it can elongate the life of your AC unit. Now the argument could be made that a hard start kit is good even on a brand new system. I personally feel like it is a good thing and I installed mine as soon as I purchased the equipment. Others will say that it's not a good idea and they lean more towards a soft start kit. So many of you are probably wondering what a soft start kit is, how it functions, and what are the advantages of going this route versus a hard start kit. So in this video right here, we're gonna show you what a soft start kit is, how easy they are to install, and why this could be a wise choice for your HVAC system. Until next time, you guys be safe. Later.